So hi everyone, my name is Damaki Joy Dorcas. I completed my school in December at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I undertook medical biochemistry. So first and foremost, I'd want to really give a big shout out to Badili Africa for allowing us undertake and be partakers of the ISIS program. So my perception, how it has changed regarding women and politics and governance and all that is that these spaces are ours to occupy. In many, like most of the times, women we shy off from such opportunities in the sense that we feel it's a man's thing. But now you see, the problem comes in when we want to advocate for our problems, and now it's hard for the men to advocate for us our problems because they do not fit in that shoes. They are not able to understand us as much in as much as they're our brothers and friends and everything. But like change begins with us. One thing I have learned and has changed my perception is that as women we should embrace like leadership, embrace such opportunities for us to be heard, for us to bring change. Like we all need to embrace that leadership. The one thing I came out with from the program is we need to embrace leadership. In the beginning, I was someone who was very shy and thought of like the whole thing of male chauvinism, the whole thing of being shushed when you want to speak up. But after going through the program and learning, like there are people who support us, these spaces are created for us. We are the only ones who just have that mentality. There's no space for us, there's no opportunity, but opportunities are there. And I think the earlier the better. What I'd really urge fellow young women especially is to be partakers of this. Like these things are really good and yep. So from what I learned during the program, I got a chance to be part of the council of students that was dealing with the amendment of the sexual harassment policy for JQuat. And being part of that, like whatever I learned in the ISIS program, helped me to be vocal about what we are really going through as young women, like the changes that need to be made to favor all of us, especially matters sexual harassment. Because truth be told, men also undergo sexual harassment, but if you compare the numbers and the percentages, women are the most affected gender. And getting an opportunity to learn to advocate for fellow women, especially young women in institutions of higher learning who are facing harassment from the big people like our lecturers, probably the staff, and just anyone else outside there has like was, I think I'd say, was one of my biggest achievements. Just sitting in that council, to be able to be vocal, to be able to advocate so like proudly, I'd say is one of my biggest. The one thing I'd advise young women regarding politics and everything is that change begins with you. Most of the times our mothers would stay back at home, stay in the kitchen, and like let the men take the stand and everything, which in a way affected most of us. So I'd say the change begins with you. You don't have to wait for someone else, because if you say like inakuanga tu hivyo, the phrase like tutasema haitafanywa, like inakuanga tu hivyo, like over and over again, there'll never be change. Like change starts with you. Change starts with you when you give that, when you help that young girl somewhere with a pad, wamepatikana na mnyesho in an emergency. Change begins with you when you tell that sister of yours you look good. Change begins with you when you take and embrace that femininity with you, like you embrace that and stand up for you, fellow women, fellow sisters. Like, it does not have to be a big deal, but when now it comes to politics and nini, like standing up for each other, being supportive of each other, like there's that phrase that women are their own enemies. I sit down to refuse that. Like, you see, when you compliment a fellow lady, that is you already uplifting the spirit of that lady. So if you today you can tell that lady you look good, and tomorrow you show up for the other to give them support when they're vying for a seat, you see, that's already change, and it begins with you. So